Hello everyone, welcome to DevSecOps tutorial. Going through our first slide, which is building up the audience. This course is designed for software developers, DevOps team, security team, QA team, infra team, build and release team, even for freshers with a bit of knowledge of scripting, software terminologies, tools and technologies. Expectation. Now, what to expect when once you complete the tutorial? So you'll be having a good knowledge and hands-on experience in DevSecOps, securing the CI/CD pipeline, which will be our focus for this whole tutorial. You should also know this is a very rare skill in the market, which may land you with a quite good job offer and also an awesome opportunity to the upcoming DevSecOps field. It may be the next hype similar to DevOps, which came around 5 to 6 years back. So maybe in the upcoming 2 to 3 years, I see DevSecOps moving towards DevOps moving towards DevSecOps. Now, how to secure the CI/CD? It is about integrating security in the CI/CD pipeline, which will help minimize the threats and vulnerabilities with every code checked in. So once a code is committed, the whole CI/CD framework will run, including the security phases. So it will help you protect the application or help us to analyze the threats and vulnerabilities being introduced with every code checked in. It will help the security team with the automation part. Like the security team is always busy with checking or doing the pen test. So if we include the security phase in the pipeline, it can help reduce their efforts. Also, it will help to build the CI/CD pipeline more secure or the application more secure. The goal here is to bridge not only the traditional gap between the dev and ops team, but also to bridge the gap between the development, security team and operation team. Now we will see the difference between the traditional build phases in the DevOps model and the future build phases in the DevSecOps model. So this is the DevSecOps model which we are seeing. It's a simple Jenkins pipeline having 7 phases which I am building for my application. So the first phase is cloning it, second is SAST. So similarly we have the 7th phase as DAST. So here I have included 3 security phases. SAST is the static analysis part of the code introduced here. Image vulnerability test I am doing for checking the Docker images being created, and DAST is the dynamic analysis test done here, which is based on the request and response model. So traditional DevOps will not have this SAST, image vulnerability test and DAST phase. It will be having maybe git cloning, build and tag, post to Docker Hub, pull image from server and make the containers up and running. Now why DevSecOps? Companies implementing DevSecOps will address the vulnerabilities faster than others. Now it will also provide us with higher speed and agility for the security teams. It will also help us to maintain the compliance and quality of the code built. It will also help us to educate and follow the best practices for secure coding for the developers and also enable us to provide training and educate our infrastructure team how to maintain or deploy or configure the infrastructure securely. Now, how to approach towards DevSecOps? First of all, we should provide security training to the developers how to code securely. This may be just this may be a few minutes task or to just include some plugins for static analysis or dynamic analysis with their IDE such as Eclipse. Then as developers they don't have much time for doing these things, so the best practice should be to include the security phases in the CI/CD pipeline as we have done few slides back if you remember. So SAST, image vulnerability test and DAST are the security phases included in the CI/CD pipeline. Now this will also help us to match the compliance requirements, etc. Now here we can define certain criteria on which the build can pass or fail. So in various phases, all the phases, we can define the criteria like how the build can pass from one phase to another. So in the SAS we may define like if our vulnerability is more than 2 or 3, which is critical, it should not pass and the build should fail here. Similarly, we can have put conditions in DAST and image vulnerability test. It was totally on the discussion between the security team and development team and the higher management. So we can come to a point and discuss like how many vulnerabilities we can pass and how many we can fail if the condition can be decided on that. So now once this is done, it will also help us to track all the security issues and we can have it in Jira, and every sprint by sprint we can discuss and take the security bugs and uh, place it in developers bucket or the infrastructure team or DevOps team bucket for them to pick up the issues and start working on it. Now DevSecOps is the upcoming hot buzz. As DevOps and Agiles increase our speed, it does come with a risk as well. As with every check-in, we'll be exposing our code with risk of security. Now, because there are frequent code changes and because a lot of IoT devices and various other methods of exposing our surface to internet, so we are also exposing to security risks. So, which is because of which our applications are getting more and more hacked nowadays. So, building DevSecOps framework will help us reduce the risk. Now, finally, I would like to conclude with the fact of the 80-20 rule, which is the famous Pareto rule. The 80% of the threats and vulnerabilities can be tackled if we enable DevSecOps with 20% effort. Like in the DevOps model, if we just have put 20% effort of including the security part, we can tackle around 80% of threats and vulnerabilities which are being introduced day to day with the code checked in. Now, what is the future scope of this? So you may be the Iron Man of the next upcoming DevSecOps industry. Also, you are creating your own path to create money. So as this will be a very high rare scale in demand, so you can fetch a lot of money or a good job with a good package. So with these pictures, you indicates your future. Now, also to show the fact, I have included some details from payscale.com. So if you go to this website and check for the DevOps and the security salary graph, so we can see with the DevOps team with 1 to 4 year experience, they are being paid around $50K, and security team is also being paid around 50. And if you go to around 5 to 9 years, DevOps team are getting around 71K, whereas security team is getting around 80. So for 10 to 19 years, people are getting in DevOps around 99K, whereas in security team they are getting around 95K. So we can conclude like the DevSecOps people will be getting around the same or maybe higher than this. Thank you.